The Philadelphia Eagles are heading into a crucial Monday night matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers, and the atmosphere around the team has shifted noticeably this week. Sources close to the team reveal that offensive preparations have been more intense and more involved than usual, with head coach Nick Sirianni taking a more vocal role in meetings. He has been stepping up to address the group directly, working alongside offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo to ensure that the players are clear on adjustments being made after a tough stretch of games. The team has been reflecting on their recent struggles, particularly following the loss on Black Friday against the Chicago Bears, and they have made a concerted effort to hold productive discussions about what changes need to be implemented in order to revive the offense. Sirianni's increased involvement has been evident, with meetings stretching longer than usual as he communicates his vision before handing the reins over to Patullo. While Patullo remains the official play caller, the coach's hands-on approach signals a recognition that the team cannot rely solely on past methods to navigate their current slump. There's a sense that this is the final opportunity for Patullo to prove his ability to lead the offense effectively. With 4 games remaining in the season, a continued underperformance could prompt a search for a new play-calling strategy, whether that involves assistant coaches like Scott Lafleur, who oversees the quarterbacks, or Press Taylor, who has previous experience coordinating the passing game. The sense of urgency is palpable, as this stretch of games could define the trajectory of the Eagles' season and potentially their position in the NFC East race. The team's energy and confidence have also been topics of discussion internally. Running back Saquon Barkley recently commented on the noticeable dip in sideline morale during game days, highlighting the importance of leadership not just in strategy, but in fostering the right culture on the field. Sirianni, as the head coach, carries the responsibility for overseeing all facets of the operation, from offense to defense to special teams, and his decision to take a more active role in offensive planning is a calculated move to stabilize the unit and instill a sense of direction. The Chargers game represents a pivotal test. A loss could breathe new life into the Dallas Cowboys' pursuit of the division title, while a win could reinforce the Eagles' control over their own destiny. While Patullo has faced criticism for some of the offensive struggles, particularly in areas such as play sequencing and risk assessment, it is clear that this is ultimately Sirianni's offense. The schemes and philosophy are rooted in his vision, and players like quarterback Jalen HURTS have their own tendencies and preferences that influence how plays are executed. The offensive challenges cannot be pinned solely on one individual, yet the cumulative effect of cautious decision-making and a lack of dynamic play calling has left a talented team underperforming. Statistically, the Eagles' offense ranks near the bottom of the league in key areas, including yards, passing, rushing, and scoring, despite returning 10 of 11 starters from last year's Super Bowl winning squad. The contrast between the talent on the roster and the current results has generated intense scrutiny and an urgent need for solutions. Historically, this offense has demonstrated its capacity for excellence, achieving significant success in prior seasons. The current slump, characterized by conservative play selection and a reliance on predictable patterns, has left fans and analysts alike searching for answers. The discussion around the play-calling role is central to these concerns. While Sirianni is rightfully protective of his offensive identity, there's an acknowledgement that a fresh perspective or additional voice may be necessary to reignite production. The balance between maintaining the coach's philosophy and addressing practical inefficiencies is delicate, yet the team appears committed to making measured adjustments without entirely upending the system that has brought them previous success. As the Eagles prepare for this critical road game, attention also turns to the Chargers and their quarterback situation. Justin Herbert, despite a recent injury to his throwing hand, is expected to play, bringing with him a high level of skill and a renewed sense of urgency for the opposition. Herbert has been participating in modified practices, taking snaps from both the shotgun and under center formations, and while the team has considered alternatives in goal line scenarios, his presence remains a central factor in the upcoming matchup. For the Eagles, containing his impact while executing their revised offensive plan will be key to securing a win and maintaining momentum as the season approaches its final stretch. Looking ahead, the Eagles face a sequence of games that could define their playoff positioning. Following the Chargers, they will host the Las Vegas Raiders, a team currently struggling mightily and dealing with their own quarterback upheaval. Geno Smith's injury has thrust Kenny Pickett, a former Eagle, into the starting role, providing an interesting subplot as Philadelphia prepares to host the Raiders at Lincoln Financial Field. Meanwhile, the broader NFC landscape is shifting with the Rams, Packers, Bears, and other teams jostling for playoff positions. The Eagles' head-to-head victories over teams like Green Bay and Los Angeles give them leverage in potential tiebreaker scenarios, but every outcome matters, especially as they navigate matchups against division rivals and teams with fluctuating fortunes. Each game is a crucial step in either consolidating their standing or facing unexpected challenges as they aim to reach the postseason in a strong position. Adding to the drama, injuries across the league continue to shape narratives. Key players have been sidelined, altering the competitive balance and testing team depth. Within this context, Philadelphia's own roster remains healthy, yet the psychological and tactical demands of sustaining performance are immense. The pressure on the offense to produce is heightened not only by the expectations of fans and analysts, but also by the internal recognition that underperformance could have tangible consequences in terms of seeding and playoff prospects. The next game is more than just another Monday night contest. It is an inflection point where strategy, leadership, and execution converge to determine whether the Eagles can maintain their trajectory toward another deep playoff run. As preparations intensify, the coaching staff is fine-tuning approaches, reviewing past performances, and identifying opportunities to maximize the talents of their roster. Players are absorbing these adjustments, translating them into on-field execution, and working to regain confidence in both their own abilities and the direction set by the leadership. Sirianni's visibility in offensive meetings, combined with Patullo's ongoing role as play caller, creates a collaborative yet high-stakes environment where the right blend of innovation, discipline, and timing can determine the outcome of games. With each day bringing them closer to kickoff, the Eagles are acutely aware that success depends on both planning and adaptability, and that the margin for error in the NFL is slim, particularly for a team with championship aspirations. As the Eagles gear up for Monday night, the stakes are mounting not just within the team, but across the entire NFC. Every possession, every play call, and every decision could influence the playoff picture in ways that ripple through multiple matchups. The Chargers present a multifaceted challenge, led by a quarterback who has already proven capable of dissecting even the best defenses, and Philadelphia must respond with a sharper, more confident offense. The spotlight is squarely on Kevin Patullo, whose ability to call plays effectively has been under scrutiny after a string of underwhelming performances. His decisions will be analyzed in minute detail, with the margin for error narrower than ever, and the knowledge that head coach Nick Sirianni is now more involved adds an additional layer of pressure and accountability. The team's offensive struggles in recent games have underscored the need for a renewed sense of urgency. With Saquon Barkley highlighting the lack of energy on the sidelines, and A.J. Brown being vocal about the frustrations of the unit, there's a clear recognition that morale and trust in the system are just as crucial as the X's and O's. The Eagles have been forced to confront the reality that talent alone cannot compensate for hesitation or predictability in play calling. While the roster remains one of the most talented in the league, with a championship pedigree and 10 of 11 starters returning from last year's Super Bowl winning squad, the offense has struggled to translate that potential into consistent production. They rank near the bottom of the league in yards, passing, rushing, and scoring, an alarming discrepancy given the level of skill at their disposal. In response, Sirianni has taken a proactive approach, stepping into offensive meetings with a more hands-on presence and working directly with Patullo to address inefficiencies. The dynamic is one of collaboration, but also of heightened expectations, as the head coach's influence is now more prominent in shaping the offensive identity on game day. The Chargers matchup serves as a proving ground for this strategy, with the team hoping to regain momentum and reassert control over the division race. The outcome of this game could have far-reaching implications. not only for Philadelphia's playoff chances, but also for their confidence as a team and the trust players place in the coaching staff. The broader NFC landscape adds layers of complexity to the Eagles' situation. The Rams have surged to the top of the seeding chart following a decisive win over the Arizona Cardinals, while the Packers' victory against the Bears has solidified their position in the upper echelon. These shifts in standings underscore the importance of every game in the remaining stretch of the season. Philadelphia's head-to-head victories over Green Bay and Los Angeles give them a strategic advantage in tiebreaker scenarios, but the volatility of the league means that nothing can be taken for granted. Each matchup carries potential playoff ramifications, making preparation, execution, and resilience critical in the weeks ahead. Injuries and roster adjustments across the league further complicate the Eagles' path. The Las Vegas Raiders, their next opponent after the Chargers, have faced significant instability at quarterback, with Geno Smith sidelined and Kenny Pickett, a former Eagle, potentially stepping into the starting role. This unexpected change introduces a unique challenge, as Philadelphia must remain adaptable and anticipate different styles of play. At the same time, the team must navigate the psychological effects of their own recent struggles, ensuring that confidence, focus, and discipline remain intact despite external pressures and past disappointments. The next stretch of games is as much a test of mental fortitude as it is of physical skill. The Eagles' offensive identity has been defined by its balance between cautious play calling and strategic innovation, yet the recent slump has revealed vulnerabilities in this approach. While Sirianni's philosophy has brought tremendous success, the combination of risk-averse decisions and predictable patterns has left the offense struggling to maintain consistency. Adjustments are underway, with the coaching staff seeking to reintroduce unpredictability, increase tempo, and better leverage the team's playmakers in ways that maximize their strengths. The collaboration between the head coach and offensive coordinator is central to this effort, aiming to restore both efficiency and confidence to a unit that has been underperforming despite its immense talent. The urgency surrounding this period of the season is magnified by the NFC East race, where the Eagles hold a commanding position but cannot afford complacency. While models indicate a high probability of winning the division, each game carries potential ripple effects that could influence seeding and tiebreaker scenarios. The team's performance against the Chargers is therefore pivotal, setting the tone for the remaining matchups against the Raiders, Commanders, and Bills. Success in these contests not only solidifies playoff positioning, but also restores the belief within the locker room that the Eagles remain a dominant force capable of contending for another championship. The balance between strategic adjustments, player execution, and leadership oversight is delicate, but the organization appears committed to addressing all three elements with intensity and focus. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In Philadelphia, a low, buzzing rumor has begun winding its way through team facilities, fan bars, and every corner of the football conversation. Jalen HURTS may have just let something slip, something sharper, louder, and more unfiltered than anyone expected from the usually composed face of the franchise. Witnesses close to a recent private team gathering claim HURTS exploded, not with anger, but with a rare surge of raw honesty that cut straight through the room. According to those murmurs, he finally said out loud what many players whisper and fans debate endlessly: that the Eagles see themselves not just as contenders, not just as favorites, but as the best team of all. The way the words supposedly came out is what has everyone talking. No polish, no rehearsed leadership lines. Just a blunt declaration about the team's identity, wrapped in frustration, pride, and something else, maybe challenge, maybe warning. Some claim he spoke about internal standards slipping. Others insist the moment had more to do with outside noise creeping in. The exact phrasing? Nobody will commit to it, but the sentiment is swirling everywhere, that HURTS demanded the team act like the powerhouse it believes it is. What makes this rumor catch fire is the contrast with HURTS' usual temperament. He's the calm storm, the steady heartbeat in a locker room that thrives on emotion. So when whispers emerge that he raised his voice, even metaphorically, it sends tremors. A few insiders describe his words as a hard truth, the kind of statement that can either fracture a locker room or fuse it together with new steel. Fans are split. Some see it as a quarterback doing what great quarterbacks do, setting the tone, refusing complacency, reminding everyone of the standard. Others wonder what might have pushed him to that edge. Was it a message to coaches, teammates, or simply the pressure that comes when a franchise expects brilliance at every turn? No one knows precisely what was said, but the city is humming with speculation. If the rumors are true, Jalen HURTS may have just drawn a bold line in the sand, and the rest of the league might soon find out exactly what that means. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.